My name is Wendy Harcourt. I'm working as editor of the Journal of Development from the Society for International Development. But I like to think I've been invited to chair this panel, not in that capacity exactly, but as author of a book which I've just published on body politics in development, which is basically describing exactly, I hope, what the panelists will be speaking about. In fact, I not only hope, I know, because these are all some of the leading NGOs who have been, and UN organizations who have been putting a lot of emphasis over the last 20 years, which is my experience of working in gender and development, on violence against women in very important ways using the media. I must admit, I have to confess, that in the book I start with exactly a moment in which I encountered the way in which you use media through IDOS. This was kind of coincidental because for me, female genital mutilation, those issues are so crucial but so difficult to speak about. And Emma Bonino, who spoke just before, was one of the first women politicians I heard speak about it in the Senate of Rome in Italy, and had witnesses from around Africa to speak about the issue in a completely new and different way. And for me, these are the sorts of things we want to hear now. One of the things we heard in the morning was, unfortunately, it's almost as if we hear endlessly violence against women, violence against women. It's almost too much in the media. The question is how to hear it in the different ways. And the people who are really doing the work on the ground, I think, are precisely the people who can help us think about how to talk about their stories, use the media in innovative, creative ways. I have to say that for me, Jack, I don't know if she's in the room, but that type of use of the media, the old and the new, the very old issue, violence against women has been with us forever, but it's needing to be taken up in new ways with this new type of media. So really, thank you to Interpress Service for giving us this opportunity, and thank you very much for our speakers, because they're the ones who've been leading the way. And what we'll do today is hear what they've been doing, and most of all, unlike this morning, because I do think that we were caught into the old way of communicating in conferences, where you have a lot of speakers and not enough from the floor. However interesting the speakers were, they might have been even more interesting if there'd been some real communication. So I've asked the speakers, please communicate, which means give the information and then let's have some discussion from the floor. So unlike the earlier sessions, I'm going to ask each speaker to speak very briefly. In Christiana's case, she's also going to give a short video. And then we'll already open it up to the floor. And we also have with us, which I think is also very exciting for me as a reader of Francesca Ferri's work in the Repubblica, somebody who will be giving comments as an on-the-hands journalist who's been really impacting a lot of the issues here in Italy. So I'll also be asking her to come in during the discussions, not at the end and not giving a speech, but she's all prepared to give her comments and insights into how would you really report this sort of stuff so the public would hear it? How would you do it? And I think it's also a little bit to get down to the hands-on of what we're all about. Okay, so with that very brief introduction, I'd like to invite Cristiana Scopa, who's head of communications of the Stop FGM campaign in IDOS, to introduce, and then we'll open up to the floor straight away after Christiana's work to hear what you also have to say about what you think of the campaign, and maybe some of the partners in the audience could also add what their work has been about.